Situation is your morality and your integrity is different versus the agenda of the LGBT community. We got these people. Fighting for rights, and they was trying to say they're trying to make it a civil rights issue. And we got these people politically trying to use. Let me give you an example. There's a man who's a part of the LGBT community who went to get a Brazilian wax by a woman. Now we know that Brazilian waxes are for vaginas. He didn't have the surgery. He had a penis. He wanted this woman to wax his penis. Okay. So she said, I don't want to touch your penis. You come in here, you want the hair snatched off your vagina, cool, you're still a man. He sued this woman. She didn't have enough money to fight back. She had to shut her business down. So this is where I'm going with this. It's one thing to say, I want to be a man who lives my life as a woman. It's another thing to say, you want to acknowledge me as a woman, and if you don't, I'm going to attack you through the legislative system.
I get what he's saying. He's basically saying, like, live your life how you want, but why are other people forced to kind of like go with what you're saying?
Why were a majority of the LGBT community forced and required to remain suppressed and silent about it? Like, there's a couple of things that you said about, like, it's a choice, it's a preference.
According to society, the reason I would say that people felt suppressed is because according to society, homosexuality was considered a mental health issue until 1971 or 2. So it would be something that nobody would just come out and say because it's considered, to be mentally ill.
So I guess that decided that.
So it was
like somebody said this is what it is.
Listen, all I'm saying is you were considered mentally ill if you were homosexual, and the reason that they made it no longer a mental illness is because when the government introduced AIDS and HIV/AIDS to the general population, they needed a community to blame it on. They blamed it on the gay community. If it wasn't for the HIV/AIDS agenda, me personally, in my personal opinion, I believe it would still be considered, a form of mental illness to be what they consider homosexual. And the reason I'm saying that is because sexuality is, like, people say this is how I feel, or you say this is how I feel. I'm not knocking how you feel, but what I'm saying is, if we gonna go up this road, let's go all the way. So if we okay homosexuality, what about people who wake up and say, I don't know why I'm attracted to dogs. I'm just attracted to dogs and sheep.
And there are people out there that do that.
But is that okay? Is that not okay?
But what's okay, not okay? My question is, and I always say this for people,
hitting all in the head the whole time.
By a man.
This is my opinion about the male transgender people and female transgender people fighting the other sex. Same sex, or whatever. This confusing. The LGBT community. This is my opinion. My opinion is this. I do not have any problem with any gays, transgender, or anything. My opinion is this, okay? For instance, I had somebody that I knew that exactly not transgender, but I guess they're in the process of being transgender or whatever. But I know for a fact the history of that person, they have a long history of, after they get defeated, they use weapons. My thing is, if me and that person got in a fight, if me and that person kind of fight, and that person, after I defeat that person, and that person brings a weapon into it, hell yeah, I will call the fucking cops on that motherfucker, and I hope the motherfucker go to jail. But anyways, because you done left from the fight to, basically assault. With that being said, I'm talking about my opinion. My opinion is this right here. I have seen people that claim they are transgendered with almost a full fucking beard going into the fucking female's bathroom. Standing around gawking like they're trying to peek in where a little girl was in the bathroom. And I asked that person, what the fuck are you doing? So, basically, I kept saying things to the person, and they fucking left out the damn women's bathroom and tried to get in contact with a security guard, but the security guard was on something else, like he didn't have no time to do anything. Like, he didn't want to listen. Anyways, that's one thing. The other thing is this right here. I seen a documentary about, it was a transgender, that how they put him, it was a whole bunch of, they put him inside of a male jail and how sad he was and this and that and the other. And I end up in there because he robbed somebody to get the, what's the name? The change. My thing is also, okay, if the LGBT community have so much of a fucking problem with them being into male jails, which they was born male, I feel also they shouldn't be able to change their birth certificate from being what they was born. That's one other thing. Other thing is this. I believe y'all should have y'all transgendered bathrooms. Y'all have y'all transgender men bathrooms. Y'all have your transgender women bathrooms. Y'all have your gay bathrooms. Y'all have your bi bathrooms. Y'all have all of them different bathrooms that you want. Have the different jails, the salons, all of that. Y'all should have all of that, all that you want. Y'all be special as a motherfucker. With that being said, because also I ran across this thing where this woman owned I think it was a salon where they get waxings or something. I don't see why somebody would go to somewhere and have some another person wax their ass or whatever. Their private areas. But when you usually do women and you shock the fact that a guy that want to call himself a transgender and want to get himself waxed, I think it should be the person's preference. Because if they usually just do women and they end up have to do a man, I think it's wrong for her to lose her business and stuff like that. It should be some open up just for y'all so y'all can get y'all balls waxed or whatever. There's a lot of places out there because I believe a lot of celebrities go and get the whole waxing of every damn thing. So maybe they should go to a place that actually have no problem with doing so. It's not sitting there harassing people that don't want to do so. So I think it's kind of messed up. And I also think this shit that Lil Nas is doing is fucking messed up. That he's going around going into Sesame Street. That's some fucked up shit. And how they have it on YouTube where they doing the kids thing for kids and stuff like that. Well, if that's the case, then he should not be on YouTube. He should not be going to Sesame Street because it's wrong. And then he start doing all this other extra stuff. And yeah, they need to go back to the day where it was like after hours, because BET back in the day, they used to have it where you couldn't watch that stuff until late night, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. But now it's like caution to the wind. Y'all just show any damn thing, let anything just fly. Or like the guy that went in the game. Was it GameStop? When it's a GameStop, he looked like he was terrifying that Chinese dude. That motherfucker was terrifying, that Chinese dude. He was scaring the shit out of that man. That man probably would have pissed on his damn self. I'm not a man. What the fuck? Y'all have no respect for anybody? What difference do it make? He don't know you. He never probably seen the dude before. He didn't probably know, and no one else really heard it anyways in the beginning. No one really heard him say that in the beginning anyways. He drew attention to himself by yelling and cutting the food. And he should have been charged, should have been pressed on him for kicking some stuff down in the store. So, y'all, the LGBT community, y'all highlight things and y'all rally for things and stuff like that. We'll rally for jails for y'all. Rally for bathrooms for y'all. Rally for... Oh, yeah. And not to mention about that fucking scripper that was in a library. Damn, since when the fucking have scrippers in the libraries? But so, because he was a part of the LGBT community, it was okay. He was basically a fucking scripper. Taking off clothes in front of kids. What is the world coming to when y'all can allow y'allself to fucking take off clothes in front of fucking kids? If that was a naked, completely full body woman or full body man, y'all would not have allowed that shit in a fucking library. At all places, a library? If you want to do that shit, y'all, they can do their home parties. They can go rent a club or something. I don't give a fuck. But a library where kids are at. And the LGBT community, do y'all think that's just fucking okay? Is that okay? Because to me, I see a lot of stuff going on. Y'all want equal rights or whatever the hell. Equal rights? Shit, black people hardly don't got any damn rights still. So why the hell you should get rights before them? Y'all should do better. That's what you should do. You should fucking have your own personal bathrooms. Yeah, you put a queen on it. You can put a king on it. I don't care. But make sure it's just for y'all. You want to be special? Be special. In my personal opinion, kids should not even know about that. That should not be talked about to kids. It should not be in libraries and books and all that. It was a guy on Instagram. He said, I am a gay man. That's what he said. I can't find his page, but I seen on somebody else's page, YouTube page, said, I am a gay man, and I don't like the fact that they having queer books inside of schools. And I even seen one where it was talking to the school board, but they didn't want the person to read it, and it was a book that they allow in the library at the school. So you don't want say there was too sensitive for people's ears at the board of education, but it's okay to be in a library for little kids. Talk about the first time he jacked off. And the name of the book is Queer Book. What the hell? Are you serious? What the hell is that? I just think it's not right. I think y'all should have your own special colleges. None of this stuff should be introduced in no goddamn schools. High school kids? No. It should not be introduced. Because it's wrong. And I don't think no kid, if they feel they're different, should be able to have a sex change either. They should not have no kind of sex change until they're 25 to 30. And they need to make sure that they're all right with it. Because I saw a lot of people, they want to get changed back. Anyway, with that said, I don't hate people that are gay. I don't hate people that are trans. I do not. I just feel there's better ways of going around it. There's better ways to do things. When I was growing up, there was this guy named Renee. No, his name was Leon.
Mommy, the pencil.
I just lost train of thought. This guy named Leon, his birth name, when he changed into a woman, he named himself Renee. With that being said, LGBTQ community. Well, my opinion is this. Okay, I'm a female.
Inside the genders, right? There's some men that have gigantic physical advantages over other men, and all of those are taking into you. There's no like even playing field when it comes to even intergender competition or male versus male competition. There's no real level playing field. So the best we can do is say, okay, well, you guys got to be the same weight.
Right.
Let's just make that.
Yeah.
Make it the same weight. And that's as close as you can get. But even in that, there's people that are just physically, they're just going to be better.
Yeah.
There's no getting around it. There's going to be better athletes. They're going to have better genetics. There's nothing you do about that. But one thing we can do is we can keep women from getting beaten up by men and men who transition to being women. And if you think that's fair, you're fucking crazy. And it's just not. It doesn't make any sense. And the arguments for it are so shitty and they're so riddled with progressive speak that they're trying to pretend that this is a woman now. This is not a woman. This is a trans woman. This is a male. She has a Y chromosome. She transitioned to being a female. Now she's a trans woman. And if you choose to fight her and you're a woman and you know that she's a trans woman, I'm totally fine with that. But that was not what was going on here. What was going on here was this woman who used to be a man for 32 years transitioned to being a woman and it didn't tell anybody. And fought two different women who thought they were fighting a woman and got fucking smashed.
Badly injured, yeah.
Well, I was watching it. It was like watching a man fight a woman. That's what I was watching. I was like, this isn't like she wasn't particularly skillful. It wasn't like she had like some unbelievable background in judo, like Ronda Rousey or something like that. It wasn't that. You were just literally watching a former man beat up women who never had the benefit of 30 years plus of testosterone in their body.
What do you think the solution should be then?
I don't know, but I was fascinated by watching the mob come after me for that one.
Yeah.
I was like, this is adorable. But what was fascinating about it was, here's something that I'm not a real expert in physiology or endocrinology, but I'm a martial arts expert. And I've been doing it my whole life. Like, I know the difference. I've trained with women world champions and watch them get mauled by men who are not very good. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to striking. There's more of a gap in jiu-jitsu, or the gap rather closes in jiu-jitsu because skill and technique take precedent over physical strength. But god damn it, when it comes to striking, you could get a man who's been doing it for 6 months but just happens to have a lot of fast twitch muscle fiber and it just knows how to hit things hard, and he'll fuck a woman up. It's not good. Especially when it comes to kickboxing and kicking and punching. There's so many advantages. And to say that those advantages are immediately cut out of the picture as soon as you transition to being a woman, and within 2 years you should be able to fight women in a cage and not tell them that you're a woman. I was like, this is insanity.
Yeah.
So that was the big mob that came after me.
I think it's interesting that in this, because it is pitting people who would call themselves feminists against transgender activists, and it's basically women are being lost in the mix. So you can't say certain things like, on what planet would it be okay for someone who is born male to fight a woman? But in this case, because this person who's born male identifies as female, you can't call that into question.
And also there was a real problem in Texas the other way, where what they were doing is being prejudiced against trans people to the point where they wouldn't let a girl transitioning to being a boy wrestle with boys.
Yeah.
They made her wrestle with girls while she was taking testosterone.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys are out of your fucking mind. Like, you're not even recognizing that she wants to compete with boys, which is a disadvantage for her. Or him now.
Yeah.
Let him compete with boys, because this is a different thing. But then, even then, a lot of boys are saying, well, look, I'm not taking testosterone. I just have testosterone. What if her testosterone is higher than my testosterone because she's taking exogenous testosterone? This is kind of crazy. Like,
Yeah.
there's